What's going on, everybody? So we're back on the Goldwing today to try to figure out what's wrong with it. If you watched the first video, we tried to get it running, kind of did. It didn't go awesome. So today we're gonna pull the carburetors out. I'm gonna give them kind of a thorough cleaning, hopefully ungum up the one that's the problem child. I really don't want to rebuild them just yet. If it needs it, we'll do it. Obviously, I'm not gonna just like jerry-rig the thing or something. So if it needs to be rebuilt, we'll rebuild it. But for today, we're gonna try to just give it a good cleaning, throw it back in, see if we can't get this thing running better or potentially like running way better. In that case, we just, ride it and do some wheelies on a Goldwing. Probably not. But let's get it. On the Goldwing, I made a little bit of progress today. So one of my suspicions was that number 2 was not getting fuel, and that was confirmed here. This bowl is completely dry. All other bowls had gas in them, but they look like garbage. Look how much crap is in there. So originally when I came out here, I was just gonna kind of address cylinder number 2, and then try to just use carb cleaner, spray through there, get that thing, to free up and start flowing fuel. I don't think I could sleep at night as a mechanic if I allowed that to continue. So I'm gonna go back inside, jump online, order a carburetor rebuild kit. And then once all that comes in, we'll get back at this. I'm gonna dump all this in the sonic cleaner, get everything nice and shiny and looking brand new. So, until all that shows up, I'll see you guys later.
You sure about that?
Okay. So I did go inside, it's true. And then I ordered everything I needed, and I couldn't help myself. So we're out in the garage. We've got all the carburetors separated. We've fired up the sonic cleaner, so we've got a bunch of the center section, I believe they call that the plenum. That's all disassembled. That's going to be cleaned next, and then obviously that. And then I think we'll probably start tearing apart the carburetors themselves, getting them prepped, maybe some cleaning on them. I don't know how far I'm going to take it tonight, but I definitely going to burn a little bit of the midnight oil, if you know what I'm saying. Discovered another issue. This is actually really tight inside there. I'm sure it'll come apart, but just the fact that it sticks like that is not good. So between what we found, well, on 2, 3, now 4, this may be the whole issue with that motorcycle. So I'm gonna throw half of this stuff, for most of this stuff, into the sonic cleaner. And then hopefully it all comes out looking brand new like that freaking thing did. Before, after. Not too shabby. Much has been done. However, it's all been repetitive. So I saved you all the pain of watching me do it. She's all back together. Little tip, if you're watching this video and you're doing this yourself, make sure number 3, it's the one that's got your accelerator pump. Once you build everything, clean everything, make sure you check that, bench check that. I didn't, so I had to take the bowl back apart, take the accelerator pump assembly back apart, and do that several times. But that thing, you should be able to fill just the bowl sitting by itself with fuel, push down the accelerator pump actuator, and you should watch that thing spurt out of the little nozzle that's in the bowl. So just a little heads up on that. We are gonna throw this thing back in, hook up the intake tubes, and I think try to start it. I'm not really sure if there's anything else holding us up. So I'm gonna go ahead, throw this in. Another little tip. I hear a lot of people complaining about this thing going in there. I'm telling you, it's really not all that bad. I do wait to put these things on at the end, your intake tubes. Also, you wanna pull these caps off, on, off. And it pretty much just slides in. I'm gonna put the cables on now while I have more access to this whole mechanism. But yeah, I'm not sure what else to say about it, so let's get it. Things have escalated quickly. So that cylinder wasn't firing. I knew that there was a upgrade on the coil packs. If you get a coil pack from a Neon, this is from a 2002 Dodge Neon RT. You get the connector also. I had to order both of them. And then I'm going to use the factory mountings, which will put it something like that. And then I did my research, and it should be able to be vertical like that without a problem. And then I used these ends. I just unscrewed from my original wires. Got a universal kit that comes with 90s on the other side. Obviously nothing on the, So then those, I will put 90s going this direction over. And then, I don't know if I can, yeah, the other set back there, 90s out, and then they'll come down, feed it through here. And the thing should rip. I fully expect to pick up that fourth cylinder, and kind of excited about it. So let's get back to work. All right, quick update. So this is the second rendition. The first one on the side did not work. This will work. So I built this little bracket, welded that there. I was gonna do a slide here, but I think I'm just gonna use the one hole. I'll leave that one open. It's irrelevant. And then I was gonna build this whole bracket to have it go off of the original mounting points for the original coil. But honestly, the way that it lays in with just the one, basically the coil will rest down here. It's on an angle, which makes it clear the air box. But I also plugged everything in just to see if it worked, and that cylinder still did not fire. So I looked at the wiring schematic, found out that these two little guys right here, the spark units, were responsible for that. So I switched them. The bike ran worse, switched them back, and the bike runs perfect. So what that means is there was a poor connection in that connector. Me taking it apart, putting it back together, got it to work. So what I'm saying is everything's running good. I think I just need to get her back together and take her for a ride. So let's get moving toward that goal. Admittedly, I am doing more to the bike than originally I expected. I was kind of going to do one video rebuilding the carbs, getting it running, but honestly, like, I got the carbs rebuilt. It just kind of snowballed from there. So we've got the radio is all hooked up and working. I've got underglows. Got to figure out where to put all these. A new headlight, which, well, I'll show you guys a better view of all that probably when it's put in. I ordered a plate, and I found an actual original Honda plate or delete plate for this part. So that's coming in. I'll cut a nice clean hole. It says Honda up here, which is I think gonna be really cool. Kind of make the thing look like it was designed to be there, which is really what I always strive for. As far as the lights go, the LEDs, I think I want to mount two of them there and over there. There is a little cover that goes here with vents in it. I think I want to mount one in here, shining out. I may try to shove one inside there so that light comes out of that. I'm on the fence on that. I don't know if I'm going to do that or not. And then the back I want some, which is another kind of, so do I do two, one here and one here, or do I do two on the bottom shining straight down, or do I do like one there and one there, or change my mind completely and keep it all in the body? Because the one thing that I'm a little cautious about, once I drill into these and make holes into these, like, that's it. I don't want to use the word destroy, but I've permanently altered them for the most part. And I don't know if I want to, sure if I want to go down that road yet. But anyways, so that's where we are so far. Trying to keep the video a little short. And by that, I mean not 30 minutes. So I'm a little concerned about that as well. But I don't know. It's like I just kept going and going. I couldn't stop. In fact, the funny part is, if you look down, all this stuff, all these things, all this wiring, all these little radio boxes and CB boxes and all of that was all inside here. There was two of them in there. There was two of them in here. There was a little box down there. There was a box over here. It's crazy the amount of weight and wires that I've pulled out of this. Should be noticeable to me and the bike. So anyways, let me get back to work. All right, bike's coming along. Radio's installed. Lights are installed. We'll go back through that stuff later. But right now, we're going to polish all the paint. So here is the before of what this side looks like. I did already do the left side. This is the right side. Some of this crazy stuff. One, this is on the bottom. I don't care. Two, that's all the way down to the plastic. I obviously can't fix that, but what I can do, well, I'll show you what I can do. This is after. So like I said, a lot of the scratches, this big old, like this is actually body damage. The whole thing is split, fiberglass to the backside. So I don't even know what's like my end goal, to be honest. I'm gonna shine all the paint up as shiny as it can be. It doesn't match, it's off two different bikes. But I'm hoping with the bagger idea, the lights and everything, that might actually kind of pull off and look cool. If it doesn't, I'll have to go back to the drawing board and do something else. But yeah, not too shabby. You can see the 52. Trying to do a better job of filming some of this stuff. Sorry guys, I honestly just kind of got lost in this project. It's been awesome. I'm really enjoying myself. But because of that, I forgot to film quite a bit of the details. I do apologize for that, but anyways. So I wanted to change the tail light. I really, after taking off all the piping and the chrome and stuff, and really kind of slimming down the back end and then cutting the window or windshield, whatever. It just doesn't look right. It's huge. The bracket's huge. It hangs off the bike like that. I mean, it just, I don't know. It just messed with the flow. I didn't like it. So I ordered that rear tail light, which I like a lot better. I'm going to place that about there. License plate goes on top. You can see the license plate light right there. But my thought was, I think I can actually repurpose this. I try the best that I can to not necessarily destroy anything that I customize. Not to say I'm not willing to do it. In fact, shoot, I did it to this thing, so that can't be reused. But I don't know if the guy gets into a wreck and that thing gets shattered, but he's got an old one laying around, you know, he'd be able to basically unbolt this, which would be that tail light, and then, you know, put the other one back on. Anyways, so I'm going to attempt to cut this down so it's just this small piece here, and see if I can't figure out a way to get that to attach to that through some sort of, you know, I'll have to make an adapter or whatever. But just, you know, it'll get put on, it'll be clean, it'll look nice. I don't know. Well, I'm not sure if this is going to work, to be honest with you, but I'm going to give it a shot. So here we go. All right, I've got this all done. Tapped the holes. I created little bushings with a 45-degree cut so that on the other side, the nut actually tightens down. and it, you know, disperses weight 360 degrees all the way around. So that thing is actually came out a little better than I thought. I was irritated because I couldn't make the bracket, but just seemed to work really well. So the only thing I got to figure out now is how I want to do the license plate. Let me. Yeah. So it's definitely go above, because that's where the license plate light is on that tail light anyways. So it's going to go like that. So that's pretty much what it's going to look like, to be honest. I'm thinking either I'm going to weld something off of these so that the plate holds itself sort of just in front like that. Or I may just cap those and tie something off of this bolt here. I'm not sure which way I want to go yet. I might think about this for a little while, polish that. I may just get back to polishing, to be honest, because I want to try to polish this or address this to some degree. I need to make that disappear somehow. Yeah, so I got some thoughts, got some ideas. You guys know the deal. All right, back to work. So I started grinding these down. This is the first step. So this is already looking a little bit better, a little bit cleaner, less chunky. This is the second step. Starting to get its shine back. I think by our fourth or fifth step, we should have a mirror finish, but well, let's find out. Boom. Not too shabby, gotta admit. Looks okay. I think at this point, yeah, at this point it's just polishing paint. So I'm gonna have to figure out if I wanna take the front fairing off, which I really don't want to. I probably will pull the tank back off, or not, I mean the fake tank, whatever. Get everything polished up and super shiny. Probably not film a whole bunch of that because, you know, it's polishing paint. It's as boring as it gets. So let's get to it. All right, getting some painting done. This is that front little trim piece that goes above the headlight. I'm gonna go black. I'm gonna delete the mirrors, and then worst case scenario, I will put mirrors on the handlebars, which is where it would be if you didn't have a front fairing anyway. So I tinted these, and just tinted these. So pretty much everything, there's a couple, well, I shouldn't say that. Okay, so this stuff still needs to be buffed out. Obviously you can tell it looks like garbage. And by the way, this is what everything looked like. Like it all just looks like trash. And then you actually polish it and it starts to look shiny. And this has actually got dust on it. Which don't freak out. I am gonna polish, do one more time on both of these. So I know I'm making scratches, I'm aware. Moving on to some of the chrome pieces I'm going to leave on. I need to pull this rust off. This is the better of the two sides. So this crap was all over this other one that I've already done. And as you can see, there's a pretty big difference between that and that. So obviously some of the stuff that just kind of takes the chrome off completely, there's nothing I can do about that, but it's still shiny. There's no rust. I mean, and even, I mean, granted this is through the camera, but what is that, 2 foot away? I mean, just kind of looks like chrome. And then you look at this one from the same distance and you can see all the rust, all the crap. You get closer, it looks worse. You stay the same, and this still looks good. Come on. Not bad, not bad. All right, I'll shut up and get back to work. Little sneak peek of things to come. Front forks are all disassembled. Here's all the guts. This is just kind of how I stay organized, especially, I don't always know when I'm going to come back to a project, so I like to really, the way that I do it is I pretend that if I didn't come back, could Alex come in here and reassemble this for me? and I feel like he could. So we're waiting on parts still, obviously, for these. This went really easy. If you're doing it, you basically figure out a way to clamp onto these. You take the cap off. I just used an adjustable wrench. It was a larger one. Once that pulls up, you have this spring and washer that'll come right out. It is spring loaded, so be careful of that. That's the one thing I will tell you about. So those come out, then you pull the larger spring out. Take this nut out of the bottom right there. So you pull that nut out, and then all this will slide out the end. You take this out by using a screwdriver, just prying it out. You take this C-clamp out, or snap ring out, sorry. Take the snap ring out, and then literally it just pulls apart. It took a couple like bangs against itself, if you will, for me to get it apart, but it did come apart. It wasn't all that bad. Yeah, so once you get it out, you'll have just that cylinder left, which has these parts on it. There's your other seal you're replacing. There's the first seal you're replacing. So we're just waiting for parts at this point. Yeah, I'm not really sure what else I want to get done today. I think I want to definitely address the garbage chrome look on that. I think I'm going to polish these. Man, I'm really bouncing around with the idea of taking the exhaust off and then doing polishing on them with them off, because two reasons. One, that I can do a really good job. Two, I feel like there's an exhaust leak. I think it's on this side too. But I mean, it's wild how much work I've done on this bike that we got for free. Well, it wasn't free. I mean, it was on a trade, but I did not think I would be this far into this bike. This is crazy. Okay, back to work. Exhaust is off. I'm having some thoughts about maybe going a 4-to-1, so I could like cut this here and then route that straight over to that, to where it would still basically butt in or join there, clamp it down exactly the way that it is. In fact, I could probably just start that angle here to here, sort of use this a bit as it kind of comes out, maybe bump that up, I don't know. But the other thing that surprised me is, holy cow, it is super heavy. So now I'm wondering, well, what if I went with some sort of aftermarket exhaust that's like 20, 30 pounds lighter? That's going to be noticeable. With everything else that I've, deleted off this thing and shaved down, and I mean, shoot, that could be sweet. I think I'm going to take the center stand off too. So I don't know. I think this is probably going to be enough work for today. Yeah. I need to do some thinking and figure out what I want to do with the exhaust. Well, I think for right now that's going to wrap this up. After doing all the carburetor rebuilds, doing a lot of the customization that I want to do to the bike, I think this video is going to be a little long, so hate to do it to you guys. Probably be a 2, maybe 3-part video. But if you just subscribed, I want to thank you. If you've always been a subscriber, well, you're the best people on the planet. And yeah, I guess I'll catch you guys next time.